hadn't left home yet, but I couldn't wait to. I wanted to learn this music and meet the people who played it. And eventually I did leave, and I did learn to play those songs. They were different than the radio songs that I had been listening to all along. They were more vibrant and truthful to life. With radio songs, a performer might get a hit with a roll of the dice or a fall of the cards, but that didn't matter in the folk world. Everything was a hit, and all you had to do was be well versed and be able to play the melody. Some of these songs were easy, but some were not. I had a natural feeling for the ancient ballads and country blues, but everything else I had to learn from scratch. I was playing for small crowds, sometimes no more than 4 or 5 people in a room or on a street corner. You had to have a wide repertoire, and you had to know what to play and when. Some songs were intimate, and some songs you had to shout to be heard. By listening to all the early folk artists and seeing the songs yourself, you pick up the vernacular, you internalize it, you sing it in the ragtime blues, work songs, Georgia Sea shanties, Appalachian ballads, and cowboy songs. You hear all the finer points and you learn the details. You know what it's all about, like taking a pistol out and putting it in the back of your pocket, whipping your way through traffic, or talking in the dark. You know that Stagger Lee was a bad man and that Frankie was a good girl. You know that Washington is a bourgeoisie town, and you heard the deep-pitched voice of John the Revelator, and you saw the Titanic sink in a boggy creek, and you're pals with the wild Irish rover and the colonial boy. You heard the muffled drums and the fifes that played lowly. You have seen the lusty Lord Donald stick a knife in his wife, and a lot in your comrades have been wrapped in white linen. I had the vernacular down. I knew the rhetoric. None of it went over my head. The devices, the techniques, the secrets, the mysteries, and I know all the deserted roads that it traveled onto. I could make it all connect and move with the current of the day. When I started writing my own songs, the folk lingo was the only vocabulary that I knew, and I used it. But I had something else as well. I had principles and sensibilities and an informed view of the world. I had that for a while, learned it all in grammar school. Like Don Quixote, Ivanhoe, Robinson Crusoe, Gulliver's Travels, Tale of Two Cities, and all the rest. Typical grammar school reading that gave you a way of looking at life, an understanding of human nature, and a standard to measure things by. I took all that with me when I started composing lyrics, and the theme from those books worked their way into many of my songs, either knowingly or unintentionally. I wanted to write songs unlike anything anybody had ever heard, and these themes were fundamental.